faces I have seen all point me one way. All the decisions in my life, people telling me what's right, but I'll make my own way. I wish that they could see half as clearly as I do, but they never see it all. 'Cause every step that I take, I wipe my footprints away. I make my choice and I pave my way, and it makes me who I am. After all they say, my reflection still remains. You can push me around or put me in my place, but I'll never stay there. Understanding my life, why I am, may take some time. 'Cause every step that I take, I wipe my footprints away. I made my choice and I paved my way, and it makes me who I am. After all they say, my reflection still remains. You made your choice, you played your game. Now you're on your own again. After all you say, my reflection still remains. They let you in from your disguise. Once you're in, you never give in till you see the light drawn from their I made my choice and I paved my way, and it makes me who I am. After all they say, my reflection still remains. You made your choice, you played your game. Now you're on your own again. After all you say, my reflection still remains.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you've had a great weekend so far. It's certainly been a good one here in England because our football team managed to win in the quarterfinals of the Euro 2020 competition, and they won 4-0. Which is ridiculous because normally what happens with England is we score one goal, then the opposition equalise, and then we end up losing in the end. So it's amazing. So everyone in England is very happy at the moment, and I hope you are too. Thank you for joining me tonight, and let me get you guys up on screen straight away in the live chat room to see who is in the house tonight. And we have Kevin, Pontiac, Donna, Deborah, Trish, Billy, T-Mac, Shawnee, Key, Mario's in the house, Vince, Orlando, Samantha, Jim as well, Karen, and then a few of the Corey's in there as well. So hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Everybody say a big hello to Mario. That's what we do on these live streams whenever Mario's in their house. And we can't really see Mario's gem in the background, but it is about there. And his Maton is actually just within almost arm's reach, because was I playing that in the last analysis video? I can't remember. Probably I was, and that's why it is close to me. But, oh, that's just reminded me. It was close to you. That was the song that we were doing, or They Want to Be Close to You. That was, I believe, last night. This is the thing, one day just seems to blend into the next, but that is why the guitar is next to me, and I remember. And it wasn't even a day ago, maybe a little bit less than a day, I guess about 23 hours ago, so it almost counts. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me on the live stream tonight, and let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. Thank you guys for all of your support over at patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. You know who you are. Their names always go across the live streams, and if you want the Patreon website, if you want to get involved yourselves, there you can go to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. That's the site in order to become a patron, get your name on the live streams, but also just support myself, the running of the channel, to make sure that everything can keep on going as it is at the moment, which is great. And a really important thing to mention about this weekend is that it's an Under the Spotlight weekend, which means that tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at Daniel Donato, a friend of the channel, with his Cosmic Country, and he's going to be playing over the Under the Spotlight backing track. And this is something that I do get started on Saturdays. I start planning it out because there's a lot more graphics and things involved with the Under the Spotlight videos, so they take quite a long time to get together, but that will be released tomorrow night, so look out for that. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any video on the channel, but the Under the Spotlight videos as well, because there'll be another one of those out tomorrow night. And do not miss it, because we've got some really cool country technique in there. Daniel having those country influences in there. We've got a lot of hybrid picking, a little bit of alternate picking, but it certainly is one of those solos you can get your teeth into, especially if you're not used to that hybrid technique at all. And it's something that I don't use a lot of hybrid picking in my own personal technique, so it's going to be interesting to try and break it down, see what Daniel gets up to on that fretboard. So I know that we have had a few donations that have come in already, so thank you guys for that. Let me get the PayPal donations thing up on screen so you guys know the percentages that go with the super chats, but also with PayPal it's between 3 and 5% for the donations. So thank you for these very early ones. I can see that Orlando donated $2 very early on before the live stream, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, I am like number 6, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So we are at 108 likes, I can see on the likeometer, and let me see if we can get the likes goal up on screen, which is set at 270. I think that's correct. It might be 275, but we are at 111 at the moment, so if you can give that thumbs up a click as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated, because if we do hit our target for tonight, it means that we're going to have another Pick Roulette next week, and we're going to be having one of those tonight as well, so stay tuned for that. And I'm just going to edit the live likes on the screen as we are live to 275, because that is what I have been reliably informed by Carla is the target for tonight's live stream, and I think 270 was the target for last week, so it's just been upped a little bit to keep us on our toes. So that is what we are aiming for, 275, and let's see if we can get a spike of the likes really early on. And thank you, Orlando, for that donation, and let's have a plug of the mug while we are here, because that's what we always do with Orlando's very early donation. If you want to pick yourselves up a mug, you can do in the tray underneath this video, but also there's a link to the spring.com store in the description below as well, so you can click on that to go through to the store and get yourselves a Wings of Pegasus hoodie, a mug, a t-shirt, lots of other stuff. You can also head over to wingsofpegasus.com for Carla's merchandise, such as the necklaces and earrings and all that kind of stuff. So, thank you Orlando for that donation, and like I said, that came in before the live stream, so it does disappear when we go live. Unfortunately, that's what happens on YouTube, but we will keep on mentioning them because I do load them up before the live stream starts, just to make sure that they don't disappear from my screen. So thank you for that, Orlando. And then Patrick donated $5 as well, so thank you for that, Patrick. And the message is, "Hola Phil, we would all like to see another Phil tune," with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Patrick. And maybe we might be able to fit one in tonight. I think I'm going to have to be quite strict with the timings tonight because of the Under the Spotlight that I'm doing tomorrow. I try and get all of the files organized that I'm going to need, because I have the files of like Daniel performing that I then have to edit and then import into the editing that I'm going to be doing tomorrow when I'm analyzing the video as well. So it does take me a little bit of time, and I will be doing that tonight. So, and when I say tonight, it's already 12 minutes past midnight here in the UK, so it's probably going to be in the early hours that I start trying to organise all of that. So I have to be quite strict with the end time tonight, just because I know that tonight and tomorrow is going to be a full-on day of non-stop Under the Spotlight making. So thank you for that, Patrick. We'll see if we can fit one in at the end. Maybe if we hit the Pick Roulette likes goal, then we can look at a cartoon while you guys are typing "I agree" if we hit the target. So maybe I can use the little poll thing that I've got going at the moment to vote for one of the cartoons, because they should be on my screen somewhere. Not that I have particularly planned it tonight, but we'll just shoot from the hip and see what happens. So, by the way, to mention that poll that's going on, we've got the requests for tonight for the cover, or the covers, were A Design for Life, Free Fallin', and Hotel California. So those three you can vote for to see which one you guys want to hear tonight. And it looks like, I think Hotel California is in the lead at 45%. So keep on voting on that poll, and we'll have a little listen to one of those covers later on tonight. Thank you guys for those suggestions and the requests over on Patreon, and giving me those songs that we can put on the poll, and then just open it up to the whole live chat room to see what you guys want to hear. So thank you for that, Patrick. We'll try and organise that for later on. And Lisa has donated $4.99 as well. Thank you for that, Lisa. The message is, "Hi guys, listening in from work tonight. Wishing all the American wingers a happy 4th of July Independence Day." So thank you for that, Lisa. And it is technically the 4th of July here in England, but we don't have any celebration or any holiday, I guess, on, is it always on, I guess it's not always on a Sunday, but it's not a holiday anyway on Independence Day, because that is an American thing, and not something that we do here in the UK, even though it is the 4th here. So happy Independence Day to you guys over in the USA for tomorrow, and thank you, Lisa, for wishing that to everybody as well over in the USA. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm not sure what happens on Independence Day, whether there's something that is a kind of ritual, maybe having a barbecue or something, or just a day of celebration. I know that you have Thanksgiving, which I think you eat something specific, whether it's, I don't know whether it's a turkey or something. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the American holidays, but maybe you guys can let me know in the live chat room as to what you do when, and whether there's a particular celebration that you have on Independence Day. Obviously, it's celebrating the year of your independence over in the USA, but I mean, is there anything that you particularly do on that day that is special, or whether it's just a national holiday and everyone just has a day off? But anyway, thank you for that, Lisa. Nalita has donated $10. Thank you for that, Nalita. And the message is, do you think Marcin Pastrelek would be interested in Under the Spotlight? So thank you for that, Nalita. And I don't know, I haven't seen any of Marcin's videos where he's extemporizing. It seems to be just cover videos, and classical pieces that he plays as well, but they're full pieces, which means that what happens is you sit down and you work it all out first, and then you learn to play it the whole way through, and then you record yourself playing it. So I don't know, I could send him over an email and see whether it's something he'd be interested in. I suppose because it's not a live extemporization, he could work something out for the backing track, which might be interesting to see. So I will add him to the list of people to approach and send over an email. I think it is sometimes half the battle just getting in touch with people, because sending emails, I know that when people have a lot of other people contacting them and their channels might be quite big, I know myself from the amount of emails that I get that it is difficult to try and find emails within your emails. That's why I have a couple of days every week just spending on replying to emails and keeping them organized. So I'm sure a lot of people don't do that. They don't just spend a couple of days solidly going through emails, checking all of them. So sometimes it is difficult to get in touch with people, but I will try my best. I'll put Marcin's name on my list to approach for Under the Spotlight. So thank you for that, Nalita. And the next donation, $5 from Jeff. So thank you for that. And the message is on behalf of Jim Mitchell. So thank you for that, Jeff, on the behalf of Jim as well. And there's another $5 donation that came in from Jeff after that as well. So thank you for that. And Brianna has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is to all the Yanks celebrating the independence from King George, the Mad Island salutes you with lots of hearts. So thank you for that. And maybe I and all of Ireland comes from Brianna. So thank you for that donation. And Patrick has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Patrick. The message is, Hola Phil, do you think Lucas Bra, the jazz guitarist, might like to be under the spotlight or in at the deep end? So thank you for that, Patrick. And I don't know whether people want to do it or not. All I can do is send over an email, but I can certainly add Lucas to the list of people to do emails and just send them out there, see what happens. But this is something that I did email Shatner's hairpiece, as he is known on YouTube, which is Robin, to give him his real name, but he does very long extemporization videos, and he's going to be on Under the Spotlight in a future episode as well, so you can look out for his particular extemporization. Really interesting in that he approached it the same way that he does on his YouTube channel, whereas he hadn't heard it before. So it's very much like an In at the Deep End episode. He just listened to it and had a little jam along with it, and that's then the video that he sent to me. So when we do feature Robin, he's going to be looking, we're going to be looking at him doing a 100% extemporization, and it's going to be great to look at the way that he approaches it from that angle, because it's really interesting to see those decisions that somebody's making on the fly, just literally doing it as he's hearing it. So that's going to be great. And we're also going to have Steve Stevens in the future as well. He's currently working on his Under the Spotlight solo. So we're going to be having some interesting videos to look at in the future, and look out tomorrow night for Daniel Donato, because he will be featured, and you don't want to miss that one. But thank you for that, Patrick. And Mike has donated $5. Thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, we have hot dogs, funnel cakes, and loud explosions on the 4th of July. So thank you for that, Mike. And hot dogs is something that we do get here in the UK as well. And for some reason, I don't know why, but when I used to go to the cinema, actually quite a long time ago, the last time that I went, especially with COVID, but the last time I went to the cinema, and pretty much every time I go to the cinema, I don't know why, but I like to buy a hot dog. I guess it's not one of those things that we have regularly here in the UK, so then when you get an opportunity to have one, that's what I order. I sometimes get popcorn as well, but my body doesn't like digesting popcorn, unfortunately, even though it's very nice. So I guess that's probably more the reason that I have a hot dog, in order just to eat something. And sometimes I would have already had my dinner, and then when I go to the cinema, I have a hot dog as well. So it's like double dinner. So winning on both counts. And I don't know whether you guys have Pick and Mix. You must have Pick and Mix over in the USA. And I can just see that Daniel Donato has messaged me about tomorrow's Under the Spotlight. So make sure you check that out. I just saw his email come in on the left-hand side of the screen. But anyway, talking about Pick and Mix, that is also something that I have. So I have a hot dog and then Pick and Mix. If you don't know what that is, it's like lots of sweets or candy, as you call it over there in the USA, and you get to just choose what you want. Now, the problem with choosing candy is that you choose everything, so that when you actually get into the cinema, well, you end up spending about £10, which is probably about, I don't know, $15 or $20 on just that bag of candy that you have. But then you get into the cinema and you have just a massive bag and you never finish it all, especially after you've had a hot dog. But then it lasts you for a few days afterwards. So yeah, it's great because you get white chocolate, you get milk chocolate, dark chocolate, you get long kind of candy like snakes and things. You can get licorice, but I'm not a big fan of licorice really. Just loads of different types of candy, which is great. It's like a kid in a candy store, especially with me because I am a big fan of it. And yeah, my body seems to be okay with digesting candy, sweets, whatever you want to call them. So that's all good for me. Definitely going to the cinema is a way for me to maybe put on weight. I just don't put on weight very easily, but that would certainly be a way to do it. But anyway, thank you so much for the donations, and Mike as well for getting me started on hot dogs and candy and making me hungry. I had a very early dinner tonight, about 10 to 6, maybe 6 o'clock, and it's now 22 minutes past midnight. So that is almost 6.5 hours ago since I ate something. So that's probably why by the end of this live stream I probably won't be able to talk, because I'll just be imagining eating food all the time. Anyway, thank you for that, Mike, and I know that there have been donations in the PayPal window as well, so I will get into those. Let me get those up on screen, and I'm just going to have a quick scroll down because Marilyn donated this afternoon £13 and 59 pence. So thank you for that, Marilyn, for that early donation. And because that was a lot earlier tonight, what happens is, because this is my email notifications and the PayPal window in that, I get lots of emails throughout the day. So because that was at about 10 to 3 this afternoon, obviously I've received a lot of emails since then. So rather than going through all of the emails and you guys being able to see all of the emails that have been sent since this afternoon, I'm going to have a little scroll up. And hopefully we'll be able to jump into this more recently. This was actually 11 minutes past 11. 11 minutes past 11. I thought it was going to be 11 minutes past midnight, but it's not. This came in from Marge at 11 minutes past 11. So thank you for this, Marge. And it is a donation for £2 and 8 pence. So thank you for that. And Joan has donated £50. Thank you so much for that, Joan. And I do believe this was at 12 minutes past 11. So we had a bit of a rush on the donations early on, earlier tonight. So thank you guys for this. Joan, a very, very kind donation of £50. And the mention is, the congratulations mention is in the donation. And it says, congratulations on 178,000 subscribers. Also noticed 101,000 views on your Glenn Campbell analysis with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Joan, for the mention of the congratulations. And the fact that, yes, we've passed 178,000 subscribers, which is just crazy. Thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. It's massively appreciated. And the other thing is, yeah, that on the Glenn Campbell analysis video, that's only a recent one, it's got to over 100,000, I was going to say 100,000 views on the live stream tonight, but it's gone up by another 1,000. So that's great that video seems to be getting out there quite a lot. Thank you guys for watching it, interacting with it, hitting the thumbs up on it and all that cool stuff, and subscribing to the channel as well. So it's great to see that video getting out there, and also people just appreciating Glenn's playing because he was just a top level player. And when mentioning that, I did a video on Buddy Rich not so long ago about his views on country music and Glenn Campbell as well. And yes, certainly interesting. I mean, you can look that up on the channel if you want to. It's one of those videos that I didn't really plan on doing. It wasn't on my list to do in terms of the request list, but I felt like I'd seen it about 4 days previously, maybe, after I'd released the Glenn Campbell analysis video, and I just saw the particular views that were voiced in that video and thought I had to maybe just approach that on the channel, because it was a really good video to show the ethos of the channel in the exact opposite way, in terms of we look at everything here and we don't view any video with prejudice. We just look at it and try and learn what we can from it. So it was great to have a little look at a video that did just have a voicing of the opposite to what I think this channel is all about, but he certainly was opinionated, and it's absolutely fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it does just make it an opinion, and nobody can have a wrong opinion. As I said in that video, it's usually quite good to try and base opinions on the facts and read up as much as you can. I'm sure that if Buddy had just read a little bit more about Glenn Campbell, maybe looked into his guitar playing as well, he wouldn't have been quite as judgmental, but we will never know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching that video, guys. It is much appreciated. And Joan for donating that £50. So we're gonna just scroll up because Orlando has donated £2 as well, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, what makes E standard the most common tuning in music, any genre? What makes it different from, say, drop D or E flat? So thank you for that, Orlando. And this is just a tuning that took off. The people started to tune their guitars in this particular way, with the high E string on an E, the low E string on an E, and it's just been known as standard. Everybody's pretty much followed that, but you can tune your guitar any which way you want to, and Joni Mitchell was one of those who used to tune her guitar all over the place, in pretty much dependent on the song that she was playing. But with, say for example, drop D, that's still E standard tuning. All of your strings, the top 5 strings are going to be standard tuning, and your low E string, so the closest string to you, the 6th string, if you're counting them with the thinnest string as the first one, you're then dropping that down to D, which means that you can now hit your first 3 strings and you'll get a chord that will give you a 5th effectively, or it'll give you a power chord, if you want to describe it as that. It gives you your root note, your 5th, and then your octave of the root note. So it means that you can just play chords by squashing your finger down on those first 3 strings. So that is drop D, and because it's making that low E string a lot lower, it's going to sound a lot heavier. So this is why drop D was very commonly used in grunge. Also, just in heavier genres like metal, heavy metal, they'll sometimes detune that low E string down to D and do a drop D. And for E flat, this is a tuning that takes your standard tuning just all down half a step, or if you're in England, we call it a semitone, but just taking it down 1 note every single string. So then your E on the high E string becomes an E flat, and you just follow that for every single string. And what tends to be the case with that tuning, Guns N' Roses, for example, used E flat, and a lot of 80s bands, hard rock bands, used to detune to E flat. And I'm just trying to think other bands. I mean, Van Halen had E flat tuning where he would have standard tuning and E flat tuning live, and I've done a video on this where he picked up the wrong guitar and it was in the wrong tuning because he used flat and then standard. But yeah, those are the differences between those. If you start at standard, the E flat tuning is just taking all of those notes down 1, just a semitone. And with drop D, you can keep all of your standard tuning and then just take that low E string down a whole step, which is a tone, and that will give you drop D tuning. But thank you, Orlando, for that £2 donation, and I know that there has been another donation that's come in, and this is just the message that we had from Daniel, so thank you to him for emailing me that. I'm not going to read it now. When I'm setting it up later on, I will read it to make sure everything's fine. I think probably that's just an email about the links, because I asked him to send me the links to his website and anything that he wants mentioned in that video. So thank you, Daniel, for emailing me that, just in case you see this live stream as well. But also for agreeing to do Under the Spotlight. It's great that we get musicians who are getting involved, and make sure you don't miss that tomorrow night, everybody. And Karen has donated £3.47. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, to answer your questions, on July 4th, America celebrates with barbecues, hot dogs and fireworks. On Thanksgiving, generally we eat turkey. Gobble gobble till you wobble. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I mean, 4th of July sounds like a pretty good day for food. Barbecues, hot dogs. I think on Thanksgiving, if you eat turkey, we have turkey on Christmas Day. Maybe it's the same over in the USA. But pretty much, I think turkey is not the best kind of meat to be eating, because generally it's dry. You have to cook it really well to make it just nice. I think chicken's probably a lot better, especially like having a chicken leg or something like that. So I think the last Christmas we had chicken and turkey. So we tried to just make sure that we had not overly dry turkey, because I don't know, it's just not one of those meats that we eat a lot of. It tends to be just for that one day. So that is what we do here in the UK. It's just a Christmas Day meal, and then everything else, I mean, especially myself, I'm not a big fan of eating too much. I mean, I eat chicken. That's fine. I mean, that's a lean protein as well. So for working out, for regenerating muscle and rebuilding muscle, it's very good for that. But I guess that's only the only real meat that I eat. I don't really have fish. Even though I do like fish, it just doesn't agree with me. I have to be very strict with what I can eat, because my body doesn't like particular foods for some reason. But thank you for that, Karen, for that donation. And just to scroll up, because Lucy has donated £5 as well. Thank you for this, Lucy. And the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers, sending positive vibes and prayers to Frank Marino, who announced his official retirement due to a medical condition, with some prayers and a heart. So thank you for that, Lucy. And this is something that I mentioned over on Patreon. I did a post about this, that yeah, it is very sad news that Frank Marino has retired from playing live due to a health condition. He hasn't mentioned what that was, but I said on Patreon that having exchanged emails with him over the last few months, I could kind of tell that something wasn't quite right, because he was saying how up for doing Under the Spotlight he was, but he couldn't do it at the moment, and he was really hoping that his situation would change and that he'd be able to get back to me about appearing on Under the Spotlight. But it seems like over the last month or two that things haven't improved, and he's had to put out that announcement that he's officially retired from touring, playing live, which is a real shame. I'm hoping that things will improve for him, as I'm sure you guys are as well. But I hope that they improve to the point where he can still get his fingers on that fretboard, and maybe we can get him on Under the Spotlight. Fingers crossed. We will see. He is a friend of the channel. He's been on the channel with me in the past, and you guys can check out that independently if you want to. Myself and Frank just talking about lots of different things, but also his DVD Blu-ray box set. So you guys can check that out if you haven't already purchased that. It's definitely worth getting, because as he said in his post, that will be his last live performance ever, potentially. So it is one hell of a performance, and he just goes through his whole back catalogue. There's so much within that DVD and Blu-ray box set, so make sure you check that out if you get a chance, and purchase that just to help support Frank in certainly a time of need for him. So thank you, Lucy, for that donation and for sending those positive vibes to Frank. And I'm sure you guys in the live chat room also echo those sentiments. So thank you for that, Lucy. And I'm just going to scroll up because Laurie has donated £6.94. Thank you for that, Laurie. And I'm just going to scroll down because the message is in tribute to the 50th anniversary of Jim Morrison's death. Rest in peace, Lizard King. So thank you for that, Laurie, and for that little nod towards Jim Morrison and that 50th anniversary. You can find an analysis video on Jim Morrison somewhere here on the channel if you want to check that out independently. But thank you for that, Laurie. And just to scroll up because Deborah has donated £5 as well. Thank you for this, Deborah. And the message is congrats on 178,000 subscribers, whoop whoop, and spike the likes. So great idea there from Deborah. If you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. Where are we at? 194 likes so far. Let's see if we can get a spike of the likes to take us a little bit closer to our Pick Roulette likes goal tonight, which is set at 275, and we are going to be having a Pick Roulette later on tonight, so it's going to be someone's lucky night in terms of potentially picking up a Wings of Pegasus signed pick. So thank you for that donation, Deborah. I'm just going to scroll up there because I can see that we are up to date, I believe, with the donations. So thank you guys for all of those very kind donations as we hit the 200 mark on that Pick Roulette likes goal. Let's see if we can keep up the momentum and keep those thumbs up coming in. So 37 minutes past midnight here in the UK, and I think we're going to be looking at some pictures as well later on, if I can remember to show them. I have uploaded them to the software, so hopefully it should work. The reason I say that is because last time, for some reason, when we clicked on the background, it didn't go to the background, and let me just see if it works now. And the background is working. I just wanted to check that before we do that later on, because we need that not only for the pictures, but for the Pick Roulette wheel as well, just to have it in the background, rather than being able to see a little bit of me, but then a little bit of the pictures, and it all messing up on the screen. So we are pretty much okay and set up for later on. And I think maybe let's have a look at the poll to see what's winning. It looks like it's still Hotel California at 46% for the cover video for tonight. So keep on voting. We'll probably jump into that pretty soon, because if we jump in to the cover video a little bit earlier on tonight, it'll leave us a bit more space afterwards to maybe have a fill tune, and also maybe for you guys to vote on the fill tune as well. So what I'm going to do now, I mean, you can have a very late rush to vote for your cover, but I think I'm going to call it to a close as soon as I can find a way to actually end the poll. And here we go. So I'm going to end it now with Hotel California getting 46% of the vote. And there it is. It is finished. So thank you everyone for voting on that. And we do see in the live chat room, once I click on it and it does all of the calculations, it will tell us how many people voted. But I did finish it very early on tonight, so I'm not sure whether there'll be as many people voting, but it looks like we've had over 200 votes for the whole cover video poll thing tonight. So thank you guys for doing that. Hotel California had 45%, Free Fallin' had 36%, so that's quite close, and A Design for Life came in with just 17% of the votes. But thank you patrons for requesting those songs and allowing the live chat room to vote on that, and you might be able to see that going through in a second, the official results for that cover video vote tonight. So I'm going to now click on the Hotel California cover video as requested by you guys, and as I've said before, this is only available on YouTube because of the fact that Don Henley and his team have given this the okay to be shown. So that's great news that they've given it the thumbs up and allow it to be shown. So let's have a little listen to this. I hope you guys enjoy it, and while this is playing, I'm going to try and set up another poll if I can find the cartoon videos. So wish me luck with that, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock.
On the dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Overhead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. Then she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. It's such a lovely place. It's such a lovely face. Let me room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. Her mind is Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She got a lot of pretty, pretty boys that she calls friends. How they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So I called up the captain, please bring me my wine. He said, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. Still those voices are calling from far away. Wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely face. Living up at the Hotel California. What a nice surprise. Bring her round the pies. Mirrors on the ceiling, the pink champagne on ice. She said, we're all just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their stealing knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the night man, we're programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you may never leave.
And there we have it. That was my version of Hotel California, finally being allowed on YouTube. I did that one a few years ago, but thank you guys for requesting that one and for voting for it as well for tonight's live stream. And while that was playing, it might have just skipped a couple of times here or there because I was in the background, as you can see, setting up the new vote for tonight's fill tune. And I was just trying to remember just the cartoons that we've had so far. So they should be listed in terms of trying to remember what they were. I can see that the Audition one, where I auditioned the bassist, that has 33% of the vote. So it looks like that one's in the lead at the moment. So everyone vote for whichever fill tune you want to see. I know that we've got Guffest, the Italian, and the library gig that we've got, and the Audition one. So those are the four. And in terms of trying to find them, it'll be interesting for me to try and find the right video because I've just labelled them all the same. Like an idiot, I've just labelled them real life stories. So we will see. I will endeavour to find the correct one, whichever has been voted for the most. So keep voting on that poll, and thank you guys for the donations as well in that PayPal donations window, because we have had another one that's come in, and this is from Beth, who has donated £20 and 81 pence. Thank you for that, Beth. And the message is: greetings, Phil, wingers, and welcome all newcomers watching on hubby's tablet and can't access chat. Wishing you all a wonderful Independence Day. God bless America, with a smiley face and American flag. It looks like it might actually be a Chilean flag, because it looks like the flag of Chile, because they have the horizontal lines, and I think they have a logo in the top left. It isn't stars, but anyway, we'll say the American flag, a heart, some rock horns, and the American flag again. So thank you for that, Beth. And this is something, I guess, that with my background of when I used to play computer games, and I still play computer games, but when I was a kid, I used to have this football game where rather than having the teams, it would have the flags. And it just meant that subconsciously I was learning the flags of all of the countries around the world just by playing my football game when I was about 11 years old. And yes, so now I pretty much know most of the flags and can spot them. So thank you for that, Beth, but we will say that that is an American flag. So we're just going to scroll up because Jill has donated £6.94. Thank you for that, Jill. And the message is: I believe I heard that Frank Marino has what is called a frozen shoulder. It has a more technical name, but it is pretty debilitating. If he gets into rehab, it could possibly improve over time. Let's hope he gets better. And that is interesting. If that is the case, my mum has had a frozen shoulder, and not just one shoulder, she's had a frozen double shoulder. So my mum's made a full recovery. Thankfully, she had an operation on her shoulder in order to sort that out. So fingers crossed, if that is the case, if it is a frozen shoulder, I know somebody very close to me who has had that twice. So we will see what happens there. I mean, you've got to be really unlucky to get it twice. I mean, most people just get it in one shoulder and then get it treated. And sometimes it's, serious enough to have an operation on it. And I think maybe with Frank, if that is the case, with my mum's frozen shoulder, they did like keyhole surgery. So they just make a tiny little incision and it's really clever. I don't know how they do it, but it is just a tiny incision that they go in, and then I think it's a case of shaving off a part of the bone, because the bones are now in contact with each other, so that once my mum got to a certain point, she couldn't lift her arm up any higher than about there. She couldn't lift it up there because it would just get stuck, because the bones now rubbing against the other bones. So you can imagine that it's very painful as well. And yeah, she just had crazy painkillers that she was taking before she had the treatment and the surgery. So yeah, really not a nice thing to be going through. And especially if you do play the guitar and you have your guitar on your shoulder, maybe it's something that Frank wants to have a look at. I don't know whether I should email Frank, whether it might be that or it might not be that. I mean, I don't know where, if you can let me know, Jill, where you've got that information from, that would be good, because I pretty much have a direct line to Frank because we email each other, and I have done over the last couple of months, as I've said about the Under the Spotlight kind of feature that I know that he wants to do, but he can't do. Obviously, if he's got frozen shoulder, it means that he's going to be in too much pain to play the guitar. But maybe if it is that, then I can maybe give him some advice about what my mum went through and the fact that she's had it twice in separate shoulders. Maybe there's a way that it could be treated, because like I said, she's made a full recovery now. So we will see. But thank you, Jill, for that donation. And I'm just going to scroll up because Linda Z is in the house as well. Thank you for this donation of £5, Linda Z. And the message is, "Hi Phil and fellow wingers, I'm in the car and pulled over just to spike the lights and say hello because I can't in the chat room. Have a great evening or morning wherever you are." So thank you for that, Linda Z, and for the safety of pulling over to the side of the road before hitting that thumbs up and before commenting and donating as well. So thank you for that. And it's 234 likes. I don't know why I always point that out, but I do. And I don't know why I always see it. Why do I always see 234 when it happens and I don't see every other number? I think subconsciously my brain's waiting for that number, and as soon as we hit it, it just looks at the likeometer. So we are at 235. Let's see if we can get a spike of the likes. If you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. It helps these live streams to get out there, but also for the channel to grow on the whole. And we are aiming for 275, so that means that we're looking for another 40. Is that right? Trying to do the maths in my head, and obviously now it's not 40, it's like 37. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up, and now it's gone up to 242, so it's almost had a little jump of 10. So thank you for hitting that thumbs up, getting that little spike of the lights going on. And Trisha has donated £13.87 as well. Thank you for that, Trisha. And the message is, "Hi Phil, I'm really enjoying the live stream tonight. Who were your early guitar influences?" And thank you for that. And the question, and this is one that I've probably answered quite a lot of times on the live streams, but first of all, Jimi Hendrix was the first guy that I listened to playing the guitar. I used to get my dad's records, play those, put them on the turntable, have a listen, and Jimi Hendrix were the records that I would put on there. Also, a little bit later on, probably Gary Moore was one of those influences. I used to listen to a lot of Gary Moore when I was younger. Then I got into a little bit of Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. Then got into Van Halen, and that, I mean, the whole kind of 80s thing when we're talking about Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Van Halen, Red Beach as well, guitarist for Winger. I got into his playing quite a lot. And I mean, pretty much from then on, it was really the 80s influences that I started to focus on, and I really went down that kind of hard rock route. Richie Sambora, Bon Jovi, of course. So yeah, that kind of 80s sound. Neil Schon as well, Journey. So yeah, lots of different, I wouldn't say heavy influences in terms of me wanting to copy them exactly, but I was just fans of their playing, and that's pretty much just continued onto the channel. I'm just looking at great guitar players, and I'm just a fan of great guitar players. So pretty much regardless of the genre, I really like looking and listening to, or looking at the technique and listening to the way that different guitarists put things together, and try and learn as much as I can personally from that. But I pretty much just tend to focus on that hard rock kind of sound. Maybe, I mean, with Gary Moore, of course, the blues was a huge part of his playing, so I think I got a lot of blues influence from there. And of course, it wouldn't be right to not mention Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I think Stevie Ray I got into at the same time as Steve Vai and Joe Satriani. So I think it was probably Joe Satriani that I saw or I heard do the tribute, the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute that he did. So I listened to that and then started checking out Stevie Ray Vaughan from that point. So it's very much one guitarist leads on to another guitarist, leads on to another guitarist, and you just end up going on a massive journey of guitarists. So I would say Jimi Hendrix was the first one that made me want to play, and I started playing from listening to Jimi Hendrix. But thank you for that, Trisha. And just scrolling up again, because Sue has donated £20 as well. Thank you for that, Sue. And that's a straight up donation without a message attached to it. But thank you for that. So let's jump into tonight's Pick Roulette. And I'm just going to see the Audition still has 32% of the vote. And that means that it has the most votes at the moment. That is the fill tune that we will be looking at a little bit later on. And let's get everything going for this Pick Roulette tonight. Keep on hitting that thumbs up to make sure that we get another Pick Roulette Lights Goal hit and another Pick Roulette next week, so that you can get your chance to win, as well as tonight if you did enter it last week. So let's get everything ready and queued up. Hopefully everything's going to work, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! So the background is up and ready to rock. Here we have it. So you can see on the wheel that we now have two sections that have the t-shirt on there, and those are depicted by the hearts. You'd see it just going through now. That t-shirt, if we land on that, we have another roulette wheel, which is the t-shirt roulette, where you guys can pick yourselves up a custom designed Wings of Pegasus t-shirt from Carla. So what we do on these, if you haven't seen them before, is we give it a shuffle just 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're totally randomized, and I'm going to pick my top tip to win tonight, and I'm going to go with Orlando. So we're looking out for Orlando's name. Not that I've got this right yet, because obviously the odds are ridiculously low in me getting it right. But let's give the wheel a spin and see who's gonna win. My tip for the top is Orlando for tonight. And let's see, it's still going a little bit too quickly to pick out any of the names, but it should be slowing down pretty soon. It always tends to go on a little bit longer than you think as well. So we have Leanne going through there. Mike, where's Orlando's name? I can't see it. I think Orlando's must be on the totally the other side of the wheel, so never mind. But Nancy, Sue, Mimi, maybe, or is it going to get to JPR, PH1, or is it going to be Mimi? And it is Mimi. So congratulations to Mimas, as I believe Mimi also is referred to as. So congratulations, Mimi, for winning the signed Wings of Pegasus pick tonight. If you can let yourself be known in that live chat room to Carla, that would be much appreciated, so then we can organise everything and Carla can send you the Wings of Pegasus signed pick. Congratulations to Mimi, and commiserations to everybody else. But there's always going to be another chance to win if we keep hitting these goals with the Pick Roulette Likes goal that we set for every live stream. Then there's always a chance that you can get your name on the wheel for the next week's Pick Roulette. So there's going to be another Pick Roulette on Tuesday. If you tune in to both of the live streams, it means that obviously you get double the chance to win. So congratulations, Mimi, and if you can let yourself be known in the live chat room, that would be great. So everything seemed to have worked okay on the Pick Roulette tonight, which is great. And looking into the poll that we've had for the fill tune tonight, we're pretty much on schedule to get everything finished up by about 1:15. Tomorrow's going to be the Under the Spotlight, as I said earlier in the live stream, so it takes me a little bit of time to get everything prepped, which I've been doing today, but I also do it after the live stream on a Saturday night. Well, it's 1 a.m. here, so technically it's Sunday morning, but I like to get everything prepped, and then tomorrow's a full day of doing Under the Spotlight, and then I release it tomorrow night. So we're going to be probably ending the live stream at about 1:15, but we are okay, probably time-wise, to have a little look at a fill tune as well. At the moment, the Audition is still out in front at 31%. So let's also get these pictures up on screen, because I sometimes forget to do these. Let me get the background up on screen, and I have to actually go to a different place, as always, to find these pictures. So first of all, I can already see that we're going to have a little bit of an issue here because we have, again, the software's been a little bit funny here. But anyway, we have Maria who has uploaded her pick, her Wings of Pegasus pick that she won in the Pick Roulette. So thank you for that, Maria. And we also have Jeff, who has uploaded this picture of himself showing off his Wings of Pegasus mug, the Spike the Likes mug. So thank you for that, Jeff. And we do also have a picture from Deborah showing her Tumblr, but unfortunately the software is not showing Deborah's Tumblr, it's just showing Maria's picture again when I click on it. So that is something that I'm going to have to try and sort out somehow before the end of the live stream. So it seems like we've got a little bit of an issue with Deborah's picture tonight. But fear not, I will try and see if I can make... This might make the whole live stream freeze a little bit because I'm going to try and do this on the fly live to try and get Deborah's picture on the live stream. I don't know if I'm still live, if everything's working. Hopefully it is. But let me see if I remove that one and put this one. There we go. So this is Deborah with her Tumblr, and we did get there in the end. So thank you, Deborah, for sending along this picture of yourself with your Tumblr. I still haven't received mine yet, which is a shame, but I am very much looking forward to keeping my drinks warm and also cold. Sometimes we've had a few days now and again here in the UK that have been warm, but it tends to be mostly colder, so I will definitely be using my Tumblr for a cup of tea in the future. But thank you, Deborah, for uploading that, and thank you everyone for uploading your pictures. You can head over to the Facebook supporters group page, just type in Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook and you can join in there. That's where all of these guys in the live chat room hang out between the live streams and keep the conversation going over there. So thank you for uploading your pictures over there, and also thank you Vince and Carla for linking me to pictures as well, sending them over to me so that I can upload them for the live stream. So let me just have a little look into that live chat room because let me just scroll down a little bit to find that the audition is still at 32% for the fill 2. We are at 268 likes, so we're looking for 7 more people to hit that thumbs up. If you could hit that thumbs up, it'll be massively appreciated. Then we will get to our Pick Roulette likes goal, and then the craziness will start. Typing I agree. And I can see that Kevin's already typed I agree, so he is assuming we're going to find 7 more people to hit that thumbs up. We will see if we make it. We've got to get another 7 people along. And just to mention that Michael has donated $20 in the super chat window. So thank you for that, Michael. And the message is, thanks for being you. And it's the guy looking at himself in the mirror. So thank you for that, Michael. And there has been another donation over on the PayPal window as well. So thank you for this, Jill, who has donated £3.47. So thank you for that. And the message is, the Classic Rock Music Reporter had this on their website. Here is the link, and then the link to obviously the article. Maybe that's what mentions about the frozen shoulders. So thank you for that, Jill, for linking me to that. And I just want to make sure that the messages are showing up in the PayPal window. I can see them here, but it looks like maybe it's not showing up. I think it might be on your screens. Hopefully it is. But let me just scroll up because Mario, who hopefully we all said hello to earlier in the live stream, has donated £150. Thank you so much for that, Mario. Again, a very kind donation to go with his guitars that he has sent me as well. Let's have a little scroll down because Mario's message is thus. Hi Phil, cold as here in ye old Melbourne today. Enjoying live stream as usual. Just wanted to say I have Frank Marino's box set and it's absolutely amazing. Cheers, Mario, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Mario. And also, I mean, the Frank Marino box set, as Mario says, as I've said, it's just a fantastic live gig and live show. I mean, Frank, when he recorded that, I mean, we talk about this on my channel here somewhere, about just the process that he went through in order to record that. It was a whole day of just going through his whole repertoire of songs, and pretty much, I mean, there were more songs that he didn't play, and he just said that he did as much as he could, just fitting it all into one day, and then they had a little lunch break, and he didn't sleep the night before. So at one point he almost collapsed because he was so tired, but he kept it going, and the performance was just amazing, considering that he's just nailing through it for the whole day. So make sure you check out that if you do get a chance. And the fact that when he recorded that, and I don't know how much we go into this when we were discussing it, but the drums, the whole drum track didn't record properly. So Frank recorded the whole day, and when he then got all of the recordings back home, and he's now going to edit it all and mix it all on his computer because he was doing that all himself, he now realized that he didn't have the drum track. So imagine how frustrating that is. And this is why I know that a lot of people said, oh, when's the live DVD coming out? When's it coming out? The box set, the Blu-ray, how long is it going to take? But they didn't know. The reason it was taking so long is because Frank Marino was putting in the drums again. He had to play the drums again because he started out playing the drums, and he was a drummer first and then started playing the guitar afterwards. He's now playing the drums to the whole day's takes. So it means that he's having to listen to exactly what happened on the day, trying to remember all of the fills and play them himself, and then match that up with the original drum footage where it isn't him playing. So talk about an absolute nightmare, and that's what Frank had to go through in order to get that box set recorded and released. So you can imagine how difficult that was, but he did do it, and the final box set is just amazing. So make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth your time and your money, considering as well just the man hours that Frank put into that to getting it released, and having to play the drums across the whole day's playing all of the songs. So yeah, definitely worth picking that up if you get a chance. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation, Mario, and also for buying that box set as well. I know that any guitar fan will love that box set because there is some seriously impressive playing going throughout it, and we all know that from Frank Marino anyway, just being an absolutely top player. So thank you, Mario, for that. Let's have a little look into the we are at 285 likes now. So this is the point at which in the live stream I click on the comment section and I tag that's the @ symbol, Carla, and then click on Carla Murray's name because it pops up, and then type I agree and lots of exclamation marks so that you guys can see what you need to type in order to get your name on the Pick Roulette wheel next week. You'll see it going through the live chat room in a second or two, so look out for that. Just type I agree, tag Carla Murray in your comment, and you will get your name on the Pick Roulette next week. Now, let me see. We are going to call the poll to a close, and it looks like we are going to be looking at the audition. That is what has been voted for tonight with 35% of the vote. I've just closed that poll for voting. Thank you guys, everyone, for voting on that. We'll be able to see who voted and how many of you voted for which ones and what the final percentages were. But now I have to try and not only find the relevant the relevant video. I think I've found it. It's the audition, which I think I've called on my software here the bassist audition. Hopefully that's the same thing. I've just called it bassist. So I'm not very good at labeling things. Actually, the one that I've called the bassist is the Italian one, so that would have been wrong. I'm now having to watch the beginning. I'm now literally watching the video on the screen to see which one is the right one because I haven't labeled them correctly. Hopefully this is not this. Okay, so 2 out of 2 is wrong. That was just Guffest we were about to have a look at, which was going to be wrong as well. I suppose it's good. I'm giving you guys more time to type I agree in that live chat room. And this one is going to be the audition. So Hopefully, we're still going to be able to see the live chat room on screen while this is playing. Fingers crossed it will be visible. If it isn't, I'll get rid of the cartoon and maybe try and get it on the top of the screen. But we will see. So hopefully this works and we can see the live chat room while this plays. And I'll catch you guys after. Rock! And it doesn't. It disappears. So we cannot be having that going on. And it might be the case now that my software is definitely going to pause or not load properly because I'm trying to move things underneath other things, and hopefully this is going to work. It's probably going to freeze for a little while, so everyone bear with me while I try and get this. I suppose this is what happens when you're shooting from the hip and voting for things and you don't have it set up. You've just got to roll with it, but hopefully now we might be able to see the live chat room on top of the cartoon if I've organised this correctly. Fingers crossed, we will see. I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Okay, well, thanks for coming down to the audition today. Do you mind if we slag you off behind your back while we discuss your audition?
That's okay, I'll randomly walk in this direction.
What the actual heck was that? Okay, let's start with the negative points.
Well, his image is laughable and totally unsuitable. He can't keep time. His bass looks like he found it in a skip. And he was late.
Unbelievably, even though he was absolute total guff. He is the best we've seen, and we've been auditioning for a year. So what the ruddy frig shall we do?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think we'll have to give him the gig, bite the bullet and get on with it.
This is total guff shine.
Hello again. Before you tell me your decision, I thought I would say, I want this more than anything in the world. I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you've got the gig. You are now our new bassist.
Holy heck guys, thanks a lot. This means the world to me, you will not regret it.
Well, straight to business. We have a rehearsal on Wednesday night 7 until 10 before the gig on Saturday.
Can't do Wednesday?
Why not?
Me and the missus usually go to the corner shop that evening.
Okay, no problem. We'll just move the rehearsal to Thursday.
Can't do Thursday.
Is there any day at any time before Saturday that you can do?
No.
Hang on, is the gig this Saturday?
Yes, it is this Saturday, as I have been telling you for the last 3 weeks.
I can't do it. I'm working this Saturday, and I definitely can't get out of it, for sure.
Are you actually having a joke with me? As you have just realized it is this Saturday, I know for a fact you have not called in to see if someone will cover your shift.
I didn't think of it like that, but now you say it, it makes sense.
Well, considering it is a great venue and fantastic opportunity for us as a band. Do you want to call your work just in case?
Well, I suppose I could actually thinking about it.
Well, ruddy guffing, do it then, you freaking bum guff.
Hello, it's me. I doubt anyone will, and don't worry if you can't. But will you or anyone else cover my shift on Saturday?
So, what did they say?
They said they didn't want to cover my shift. It sounded like they were slagging me off and laughing in the background. So it's a dead end.
Well, at least you got across the importance of getting Saturday night off.
Now the problem is, I can't fake illness because they know I want Saturday night off. Ruddy, hell.
I seriously cannot believe your incompetence. Okay, give me your phone. Hello, I'm calling on behalf of my guffing idiot of a friend. Yes, that's him. He has an important night on Saturday. Can he swap his shift? That's great, thanks for doing that. I'm actually amazed at how easy that was to organize, many thanks. There you are. You now have Saturday off, so you can now do the gig. How you could not organize that is beyond me. Unbelievable.
Just thinking about it, actually, I can't do Saturday.
What? There. Actual. Frig. Please excuse me. I just have to go outside quickly and shout something.
And there we have it. That was as voted for by you guys in the live chat room, tonight's Phil Tune. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And just to address the donations that came in while that was playing, before we finished the live stream, we had one that's coming from Desi for $10. Thank you for that. And the message is, likes goal reached, have a drink for you. Cheers, with some rock horns, I believe, and a heart. So thank you for that, Desi. And there has been a donation in the PayPal window as well. So let me get that up on screen, because Patricia has donated £4. Thank you for that. And the message is, what's your favourite snack to have with your tea? Cookies, I guess you'd call them biscuits. Scones, what kind? With hot tea, I like shortbread cookies. Cheers. So, generally during the day, if I have a cup of tea, I have a chocolate bar, and I have one chocolate bar a day, and I'm very strict with that because I think I was just brought up to believe that if you have more than one, then it's just overindulgent and you just have one chocolate bar a day. So it's a bit of a pain because now the chocolate bars are shrinking, so that what used to be quite a large, for example, like a Snickers bar, or they used to be called marathons here in the UK. I don't know whether that's a worldwide thing, but these Snickers bars are like about this now, so you can maybe fit a whole Snickers in your mouth at once, and you could never do that before with the size of the Snickers. But anyway, so I have that with a cup of tea in the afternoon. And yeah, if it's not, I mean, recently I did have some scones, but that was, again, something that's a bit naughty. I don't think that my body really agrees with scones, so I just had it once, and yeah, that's probably enough for me. So I just have chocolate, just a chocolate bar. If I have a coffee in the evening, cookies would be good. If my mum made a carrot cake, which I've mentioned on the live streams before about her carrot cake, then I definitely have that with a coffee in the evening. And when I say having, some people think, oh, why do you have coffee in the evening? You should have it in the morning. But I go to bed at about 5:30 in the morning. So when I have a cup of coffee at maybe 8 or 9, it's probably the same kind of time that people would be having coffee if they went to bed at like 11 in the afternoon. So if I had one at say 8 o'clock, I think tonight I had a coffee, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 9.5 hours between having coffee and then going to bed. So it doesn't affect my sleeping because I have it so far before I go to bed. So, but for other people, obviously 8 o'clock is very late in the evening, but it's just, yeah, because of my weird schedule and staying up all night that I tend to do. So if I had to choose, it would be carrot cake with the coffee. If I didn't have carrot cake, then, I mean, shortbread is really nice. So I'd probably have that maybe as a second choice. Let me see what Patricia suggested. Scones, cookies, shortbread cookies. So yeah, I'd go for probably a carrot cake and then some shortbread cookies. Maybe cookies that, I mean, we do have shortbread, which is a standalone thing. We do have shortbread cookies, which have got like chocolate chips in the shortbread, which is quite nice. Or just kind of white chocolate cookies. We don't really eat that many cookies here in the UK. It's not really something that we do a lot of. We do have donuts. We're not really heavily into donuts, but if there's a donut, maybe I'd have one. But again, I think that when I have a cup of coffee, I just have something small with it. If you start having donuts, that's almost like a chocolate bar. So it registers as just being too many calories, a little bit overindulgent for having that and a chocolate bar every day. So yeah, I tend to just have this thing in my body that it likes to limit the amount of calories that I'm going to have. I get this little alarm that goes off in my head that says, no, you're not going to have that because that's too much. And generally, if I have something and I've eaten quite a lot, I feel quite full up for a long time and I don't really fancy eating too much. I would say that I used to eat more sugar and donuts and that kind of stuff, but I think it's just the addiction to sugar, that if you start eating less sugar, then it's obviously like an addiction. So it means that if you have less sugar, then you want less sugar, or you don't crave sugar as much. So if you just have like one chocolate bar a day and then maybe a biscuit with your cup of coffee, your body's quite happy with that every day. And it's when you start eating more and more and more sugar, then you crave sugar more and more and more. And then it's just that never-ending cycle of just wanting to eat more sugar. But thank you, Patricia, for that donation. And just to scroll up, because we've had another donation that has come in. It took a while to load that, but I think this is the most recent one. Lucy has donated £4. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, some dollars towards a Snickers or carrot cake, my favourites too, Festival, Philipalooza, Wingers Stock or Guffest in the US. Await your arrival with some rock horns of heart and peace. So thank you for that. And I'll do my best. Well, maybe we can call it Guffest, but hopefully it won't be quite as guff as the festival that was in the real life stories. But thank you for that, Lucy. And I'm just going to scroll down because Orlando donated before that and Robert donated. Okay, so we might have missed out a couple of donations here. So Robert, thank you for that £17.34 donation. And the message is, loving the analysis vids, keep it going. So thank you for that, Robert, and I will do. As I always say, if people enjoy watching them, I will keep on doing them. And Orlando has donated £1 as well. Again, thank you for this, Orlando. And brace yourselves, this is a long one. So when you have time for the cinema, Phil and fellow wingers, go see Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised. It was a fun and entertaining documentary about the Harlem Cultural Festival, which was held in 1969 in Harlem, New York, about the same time as Woodstock. Legends of gospel, jazz, Latin pop and R&B performed. It was also a very informative and educational. You will not regret it. And thank you, Phil, for predicting a Pick Roulette win for me. Next time, maybe. P.S. What is a skip? Is it similar to a trash heap? So thank you for that, Orlando. And yes, a skip is something that we have here in the UK that you hire if you've got loads of rubbish in your house, or say, for example, I saw this program that was called Hoarders, and I think it was from the USA, where people just fill their house with rubbish, and I mean literally rubbish. They just builds up, but they get emotionally attached to the things in their house that is rubbish, but they're attached to it, and it's like a medical condition, something to do with the brain, where they do feel that connection with like toilet roll or just dirty plates or you name it. So if in that case, when you're trying to clean out a house of a hoarder, all of that stuff, you would rent a skip and you would put it in the skip. So in the skip is just rubbish, and you find all sorts in the skip, as you can imagine. There's really old like tennis rackets and old microwaves that don't work and just general trash. But this is why, in the real life story, the bass looked like he'd found it in a skip. So like it had been, just thrown in there to be chucked out, but then he's picked it up and is now playing it. So thank you for that, Orlando. And this is where we got to Lucy's donation as well. So thank you for that. And we are going to be calling it to a close now, as it is 1:24 in the morning in the UK here. So I'm going to be calling it a day because I've got to jump into the prepping for tomorrow's Under the Spotlight video that we're going to be looking at Daniel Donato. So make sure you don't miss that one. Click that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up of this live stream if you do get a chance. If you're watching this on catch up in the future as well, you can still do that. It all helps to get the channel out there and for it to grow. And make sure you hit that notification bell when you subscribe so that you get notified for every live stream, every video, and every Under the Spotlight, which we will be having tomorrow night. So thank you for the donations, and I'm just seeing, because Orlando's about to go through saying movie title again, Summer of Soul or The Revolution Could Not Be Televised, a great film. Okay, thank you for that, Orlando. I thought maybe there's a mistake in the title, so I'd read it out again, but it seems like it was fine. So let's have a final look. Susie Q, Jeffrey, Always Open, Orlando, Corey going through there, and Bev, Samantha, Deborah, Karen, Yelena, Elena, Orlando, Carla, Deborah, and Michelle, Pamela. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Too many names to mention quickly at the end of the live stream, but I will see you guys in tomorrow's Under the Spotlight video. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a good one. We've got some country picking technique going on, hybrid picking, certainly busting out the techniques for tomorrow's analysis video of Daniel Donato Under the Spotlight. But we're then going to be live streaming again Tuesday night, which is going to be another Pick Roulette night. So make sure you check that out if you did enter last week. And we're going to be then back into another analysis video on Wednesday night. And England are playing on Wednesday night, I do believe, again, which will be the semi-final of the Euro 2020 competition, which is crazy because if we win that, win the final. And we haven't been in a final since 1966. Where England won the World Cup, and that's the thing that we always bang on about, or at least everybody does here in England, because it's the last thing that we won. So talk about having to go far back in time, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Wednesday night I might have some good news about England going through to the final, or I might just be saying that the whole of England's a little bit depressed because we lost in the semi-final, but we will see, fingers crossed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Just stay as safe as you can wherever you are, follow your government's guidelines, and hopefully you're getting your vaccines as well, as we are here in the UK. But have a great rest of the weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, and I'll catch you guys. And Orlando just popped in there with a $2 donation saying Happy 4th of July with the American flag as well. So have a great 4th of July, all you guys over in the USA, and have an orange squash on me, and maybe a barbecue as well, because I do like a barbecue now and again. Not that we get the weather to do that here in the UK, so it's very rare, but when there is a chance, I am a fan of the barbecue. And hopefully you guys have a great day tomorrow with the rest of the weekend, and make sure you tune in tomorrow night for Under the Spotlight. So I will see you guys then. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!